Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope y'all are doing well this morning. Let's see who we got hanging out with us today. There you go. It says, morning, everyone. 98 today after 105 Saturday. Holy cow. That is hot. Better chill, Larry. That is too dadgum hot for me. Marcelo's here. Says, happy Monday. Start of a new week. More inlay boards to make just for the fun of it. Sounds like a plan. Troy Pritchard's in the house. Happy Monday to you, Troy. Appreciate the thumbs up. Clyde's here. Good morning, Clyde. Hope you're having a good Monday. Darren Birds is here. Good morning, Darren. Happy Monday to you. John Howard's here. Good morning, John. Good morning, Kevin. Hope you're doing well. Unix Woodworking is here. Good morning, sir. Hope you're doing well. Gary Hammett says, good morning, everyone. Only 99 more to go for 600. Yeah, got that first 500 down. We'll see how many more we can make. George Rothfuss, good Monday to you, sir. Thomas Graham, good morning. And Bruce Foley's here as well. Good morning, Bruce. I don't have much to talk about. You watch the weather in the morning and it's going to be hot and sticky. That'll be the forecast from now till September, I guess. Chance of pop-up showers. We'll throw that in too. But yeah, this week is going to be a scorcher. Not just temperatures in the 90s, but humidity is going to be out of sight, and it's already miserable out there. I have already, usually when I have to go to the UPS store, I get everything ready to go, and then as soon as I end the coffee sessions, I head over there. But today I've already been. I thought I'll get to jump on it, and they don't open till 8:30, but apparently everybody thinks they open at 8 because I thought, well, I'm getting over there at like 20 after. I'll be first in line at the door. No, there was already about 3 or 4 people in line, but it went quick, and I got in and out of there. But man, while you're waiting outside for them to unlock the door, it was kind of toasty. So my buddy Jack has got a new friend, apparently. He's been going out back because he loves when I open up the back door and throw his ball out there. He runs down the steps of the deck and hightails it down towards the back of the yard and chases ball. But I've noticed here the past, I guess, maybe week or so, he has been hanging out back there in that back corner. It's fenced, but he gets in that back corner and just barks and barks and barks. And I'm like, what in the world are you barking at? And I figure it must be a cat or something. But the other day I went out there and because he got so loud, I just, come on, it's too hot to be out here barking. Get your ball and come on. And so as I went out there on the deck to get him to come in, I heard something. It didn't sound like a dog, and it didn't sound like a cat. I wasn't sure what it was, but it almost sounded like something in trouble. So I thought, well, maybe it's a dog that's, got shot or something, because it was trying to bark, but it didn't sound like a dog. But I never did see anything. I couldn't ever see anything. And anyway, it's like this every morning. I let Jack out, throw his ball down there, and he's barks and barks and barks. So anyway, yesterday he was doing the same thing, and I thought, all right, what in the heck is he barking at? And I go out there and look, and I see it's real thick because I've let stuff kind of grow up. Well, not just me, but there's a little buffer between me and the school over there, and then there's a part it's just woods. They don't come down there and do anything, so it all grows up in the summertime, and it's hard to see through it because it's pretty thick stuff. But anyway, I could see a spot, and I see a couple of ears sticking up, and I'm like, must be old stray cat or something. Because we have cats come through here all the time. They like to hang out down the road at the Zaxby's, at, at the Zaxby dumpster. But occasionally you'll see them pass through here too. But anyway, I was staring at those ears, and then as I look closer, I'm going, you know what? I don't think that's a cat. And sure enough, of course, it wasn't real crazy about Jack barking at him, but Jack couldn't get to him because of the fence, and he was probably a good 20 yards or so away from Jack. But as he turned and moved a little bit, I'm thinking, oh, I see what that is now. Is old fox is hanging out there. So I'm thinking maybe that weird bark is what I was hearing. I don't know, because I looked up fox, Googled that, and tried to read up on them a little bit, and I guess they have this kind of weird bark when they're doing the mating thing or something. So I don't know, but apparently that it may have a den over there somewhere, and maybe some pups too. I don't know, but anyway, Jack's got him a new friend, but he gets out there in this heat and just barks and barks and barks. And then by the time I get him to get his ball and come in, he's like wore out, panting like crazy, and it takes him 30 minutes to get cooled off. He's finally pretty calm right now, but I'm like, man, you can't let that old fox bother you, because if fox just kind of looks at him. He's not too worried about him. He knows there's a fence there, I guess. So anyhow, that was our excitement for around here. I've got the my trusty Ender 3 going back there. It's not too bad this morning though, because I got the quiet one going. I got where if I'm going to run one of them, and I only need to run one, I always run the quiet one, because that new board has really got me spoiled. It is so quiet. I had it running all day yesterday. I made another one of these touch plate holders, and I tell you what, I'm so impressed with those little printers. This thing is just, you probably can't see it good, but just perfect in every way. And all I did was start it up, watch it lay down the first couple of layers, and then walk off. And a couple of times yesterday, I actually forgot it was on, because it ran, I don't know what it takes to run, about 8 hours or something like that, I think. But yeah, there's a couple times I totally forgot about it, because you can't hear it. When I'm in the other room, even the sound of that fan, that's the only thing you can hear. But you can't hear that when I'm in the other room. But running another little widget, I guess what we'll call it. And I'm trying to run it to test the file that I drew in Design Spark, because that may be the next little video. And I've been slacking, haven't put out a video on that stuff in a couple of weeks, so try to get back and get one out on that. So Mr. Schuster's in the house. Good morning, Rob. Sean's here. Oh, we had some more folks pop in here. Monroe's here. Good morning. John Howard said a ghost dog. Yeah. It did sound really weird. It was kind of a bark, but yet it wasn't. It was weird. I should have tried to record the sound of it, but apparently it was the old sly fox over there hanging out. Oh, that coffee's good this morning. There's Jesse. He's the lucky winner. If you missed the show Saturday night, Jesse was the winner of the Downtown Genie that we gave away on Saturday night. So congrats, Jesse. You're going to like that thing, I'm pretty sure. They are really, really nice. I only have two of them. One of them is the one like you're going to be getting, the Downtown Genie, and then the regular Genie, which I guess is the compression bit. And I forgot to turn the sound off of this thing. In case y'all don't know, Harbor Freight's having a sale. Big surprise there, I know. Man, they were wearing me out all weekend with some kind of what was it they had? It was like a parking lot sale, and it was so fantastic that they extended it, and which means I get even more emails. But I don't ever delete them because every once in a blue moon they'll send me one of them emails, and it'll be one of them gotchas. It's like, oh, I need one of those, and it's an impulse purchase. So I I don't delete. I mean, I delete them, but I always kind of glance at them first, and then get rid of them. Dennis says, I need to upgrade to a new motherboard for my Ender 3. Did you make a video on your installation and motherboard? I did not, because one is kind of boring because basically all you're doing is I showed that board the other day. Maybe I finally threw that thing away. I don't know what I did with it. But you're taking the old board, and in my case, now I don't know how old your Ender 3 is. If it's older, it may have one of the 8-bit boards in it. But mine, since it was fairly new, it had the 32-bit 4.2.2 board, and all I did was swap it out with a 4.2.7 board, which is the silent driver thing. So it's basically just, the boards are exactly the same. When you look at them, all the connections and everything's exactly the same. That's why I didn't do a video, because I'm like, for one, it's hard to get, you're already trying to get your hands in that little hole back there where the board is. And so trying to get a good camera angle and all that. And I'm like, nah, I'm not worrying about that. I'm just trying to get it done. And the hardest part I had, Dennis, was when they put those, when they put them in at the factory and then they get ready to ship them off, they put a dab of hot glue on all those little plug connections so that they won't come loose during shipping. But man, that stuff's hard to get off, because the biggest problem is you can't get your hand down in there. You don't want to pry too hard because you're prying on plastic. But yeah, it's probably a good thing I didn't shoot a video, because you'd heard a lot of bleeps and stuff like that in it while I'm trying to get that hot glue off of there. But it's really easy to do. All just set one board beside the other one and pull one wire off at a time, because some of the plugs are labeled and the board's labeled, so those aren't difficult to get mixed up. But there's some other wires that are the same color and they don't go to the same place. It's not like you can interchange them, so you do have to be a little careful of that. All right, Thomas Graham says, does Design Spark let you do an assembly of components like pieces of a dust collection system? Yes, it does. You can do assemblies, and you'll have it. Some software calls it different. I think I always used to call it the component tree, but on the left-hand side in SolidWorks, when you're doing an assembly, if you're doing a part, you have kind of a structure tree. You have a tree over on the left-hand side that shows you all the things you're doing as you go. And then when you create an assembly, then they call it a component tree because you're showing the different components, and you can drop down each component and open it up, and then it'll show you the different things you're doing to each individual part. But yeah, you can do assemblies um, with Design Spark. Jesse says, I saw your show with Laney Shaughnessy. I asked him if he could make me a 3D model. He's going to get back to me with a quote. Yeah, Laney's, he's branching out, I guess. He's rebranded his YouTube channel. And he's getting, I think he's always done 3D models, but now he's trying to make it a thing, where he's going to do them for people and put it out there. Rob says, Laney made me a model a while back. They did a good job. Okay. All righty. I haven't, I guess when you're saying 3D, you're probably thinking more of the artsy type 3D models. I don't usually make those kind. I'm not an artsy kind of guy. No creativity at all when it comes to that kind of stuff. Yeah, Thomas says I need to model mine to get the framework piece sizes for it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, one of the I give you guys a little preview. One of the thing that I'm running back there is a hose adapter like this. Now this one you'll see a tag on it. This is one that I purchased, but I thought, well, being able to create your own special customized hose adapters with some oddball, going from this size to some oddball size or something, that really makes having a 3D printer really, really nice, because you don't have to worry about going to the store and finding. And if you're like me, you get to the store and you're going, wait a minute, was that OD or ID? Inside diameter or outside, so, and then you get it home and one end fits and the other end, you think, oh, it should have been outside diameter. I got it, So anyway, so that's what I'm doing. I took this and just measured it with calipers and basically reverse engineered it. And then I'm showing, or I will be showing, how to draw this in Design Spark. And I'm probably going to show two different ways, because there's, just like anything you draw, there's usually 2 or 3 different ways you can do it. But one of the ways I've already showed y'all, but another way I'll show you, and it'll be using a tool that I haven't showed you in a video before. But if you've been playing around with Design Spark, you may have already done it. Dave Max in the house this morning. How you doing, Dave? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, that thing back there is so quiet. So quiet. I don't have, like I said, I don't have really anything to talk about. The weather's, it's not even going to be a topic of discussion anymore, because it's all going to be the same, hot every day and all that. But tell you something I've been doing here, because the weekend was so hot. There's that board I was looking for. Or no, that's not it. That's that other thing. I don't know what I did with that board. I guess I threw it away finally. I guess I did. My desk is getting so, it was already a mess, but it's getting so cluttered with 3D printed parts that I set up here. Been doing a lot of stuff. I made this little adapter the other day. And it is, like I said, I'm just really liking those 3D printers because now I can think of, and I don't know why I couldn't think of this stuff before when I had these things, but now I think of all kinds of things that I can make. Now, granted, it takes a minute to do it, but yeah, they're coming out great. I think they must have improved them. I mean, that other little Ender 3 I had 4 years ago and the CR10, they work good, but I don't remember them working near as good as these two that I have now. Larry says we will be headed out Friday for our annual Father's Day trip to Frio River. All right, that sounds cool. I guess you could be doing some fishing, have some big fish stories to tell us when you get back. Always enjoy seeing your photos posted on Facebook of your fishing adventures, especially the missus, because I think she's as big a fisherman as you are, I think, from what I see on Facebook. Let's see. I'm just looking at your comment here, Rob. It says Laney made me a model. They did a good job. Was it Laney that did it, or does he have a crew that that makes them? Okay, Larry says no fishing, just sitting in cold water all weekend. Well, that's good. And that way you won't have the fish bother you. You won't have to grab the pole and all that stuff. Rob says, I think he has a crew. All right, he probably does. Because Laney's got, of course, he does those live streams and has a lot of folks in there. So maybe it's somebody that's in that group of folks that he's groomed to be the 3D people. I just haven't. I don't know. I like running stuff like that, and they're kind of cool. But it's like when I get done with one, eventually it'll end up in my fire pit because I just don't. I don't have anybody to give stuff to, and you post a picture on it, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, it looks great," but what do you do with it after that? I don't. I'm not trying to sell anything, so I don't really have a reason to run any of that stuff. Especially that stuff takes a long time to run. Sean says, I just finished printing parts for a chicken feeder. Beats going to the store and spending money when you can make it yourself. Absolutely. And especially these days because, yeah, it costs you a little, few pennies for the filament and obviously some time. At least you ain't having to crank up the truck and drive to go get it. And right now, that's a big deal. I'm lucky because everywhere I go, I don't have very far. Like the UPS store, it's less than a mile away. So I probably, even in my big old truck, I probably didn't use, 50 cents worth of gas. Well, maybe I did at these prices. I don't know, but it doesn't take much to run down there. Okay, so Laney's got a big crew. All right. Yeah, I don't get to watch Laney that much. I like watching his live streams and all that, but if you know Laney, and I know you do, they take a little bit of time. He's on there usually a minimum of 2 hours. Uh, and it's not that I don't enjoy watching him, but a lot of that stuff I'm like, I just don't have time to watch it because I'm not going to be using what he's showing. It's cool and all, but it's just not something I need to learn. Uh, but he does do a good job. I mean, if you want to learn that stuff, he's one of the best ones to watch. Just like I said, I always joke, say you better get a cup of coffee and a sandwich because you're gonna be there a minute when you start watching one of his. Dave said he spent Saturday on the kayak, Lake Blue Ridge. Caught 2 small fish. Sunday was going to see Top Gun. All right, I've been hearing rave reviews about Top Gun, but again, I'm not a movie person. I can care less about Tom Cruise or any of that stuff, but I have heard people that went and said it was pretty good. And of course, the first one was, you think about it, that first one was a long time ago now. But anyway, I've kind of soured on all those Hollywood types now. There's not much of a movie that anybody could put out now that would even to get me to watch it on TV, even if it's free. So John Howard says, got to go to work. Chili's kitchen equipment again. All right. Good deal. Keith Stanford made it here just in time to say goodbye. Oh, you got about a minute and a half. Oh, yeah. Have a good day, John. Stay cool in that kitchen. Gary Hammond says, probably costs more than 50 cents to crank it up. Yeah, that's what I have to rethink that because with today's prices, it probably did cost me maybe $1 to crank it up and run down there and come back. But it's literally like 8/10 of a mile from here down to that strip mall where the Publix is the big store, and then you got a bunch of my Great Clips. When I go get a haircut or something, it's down there. On one side of Publix. On the other side is the UPS store. There's also a Chinese restaurant, a Subway on the end. So a lot of stuff right down there in that mall. And then even not connected there, but where I go get my prescriptions at Walgreens, that's right there on the corner. Chick-fil-A and Zaxby's and McDonald's. There's all kinds of stuff right down there, less than a mile from me. So probably the farthest I go these days is from here to Home Depot. And it's probably, I'm going to say it's probably somewhere between 3 and 5 miles from my house. Um, but that's pretty much it. I usually don't go anywhere any farther than that. So I feel sorry for the folks that have to get up and go to a real job every day, fight the traffic, and get stuck in traffic, and you're sitting there idling, and gas is $5 a gallon. It's just sucks. I know that's one of the things when I stopped working and started working from home. That's the first thing I noticed. I'm like, man, I got all kinds of money now because you saving on lunch, eating lunch out at some place, and the gas was the big thing, and that's back when gas wasn't that much. So Clyde says he missed the Saturday show, wife's birthday party. Well, that's a good reason to miss it. That's a good reason to miss it right there. Then it says, I've been tubing and kayaking on Current River all last week. Great fun. All right. All right. Well, that was my little timer. I guess I'm gonna get out of here. We'll call this 501 done. So everybody have a good Monday morning, and Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, I'll be back for 502 tomorrow. So everybody have a good one. See y'all.